Hello, Agent 007 here. My name's Grande, Elijah Grande, and I'm here to review the final Daniel Craig 007 James Bond film, No Time to Die. Okay, I'm not gonna do that entire accent throughout the review. I just had to do that for the beginning. Yeah, I know, that was a pretty terrible British impression. I'm real sorry. But anyways, like I said, this is No Time to Die, the fifth and final installment of the Daniel Craig James Bond films that we had to wait a long time to see. Well, and I think you know what I mean by that, but I'll get to that in a second. Anyways, so the plot of No Time to Die takes place after the events of Spectre, where James and Madeline are like on their happy honeymoon, but unfortunately things are interrupted once they're attacked by Spectre, believing that Madeline sent him here. Fast forwarding 5 years later, does that sound similar to you in a certain way? Yeah. James is enjoying his retirement, but then once we hear about the whole nanobots that are about to destroy the world, well, or in other words, basically kill everyone, he decides to come out of retirement one last time, along with teaming up with a 007 who's actually female, and now it's up to them along with Q, M, and everyone else to put an end to the villain Sleipner, I think that's his name, in order to stop him before innocent lives get killed. So, I'm not sure if you know this, but I really love the James Bond films. Okay, maybe not all of them, but you get the point here. Sean Connery, he's a really great one. My favorite. He had a pretty strong start with films like Dr. No and Goldfinger, but things did start to dwindle down a bit, but it was still pretty good. Roger Moore was great, even though not as good as Sean Connery. It's still pretty good. Timothy Dalton was also good, but he only had a couple movies. Pierce Brosnan, while he had a pretty strong, awesome start with GoldenEye, he did dwindle down and embarrassingly made a terrible, shitty final installment with Die Another Day. Oh, fuck that movie. But thankfully, in 2006, here we are with Daniel Craig, who, where he released Casino Royale, which that turned out to be a fantastic film. And of course, Skyfall in 2012, which was released at the perfect time for James Bond's 50th anniversary. As for Quantum of Solace and Spectre, this is gonna... Okay, get the hate ready. Get the hate. I actually like those films. Yeah. Kill me if you want, but it's my opinion. So here we are with the final James Bond film, No Time to Die. Okay, well, at least the final one with Daniel Craig. And don't worry, this is spoiler-free, so you have nothing to be worried about here, American Bond fans who have yet to see the film. And I apologize this review is late, but the reason why I waited this long is because I wanted to at least wait until at least when my dad got back from a trip, then we could at least see together, like, as a family, because he also likes James Bond as well. And that's what we did. And I saw the film today after waiting a long time to see it, and after a certain event that caused the film to get delayed. In fact, out of all the movies that got delayed with COVID-19, this was actually the first one. So, after watching No Time to Die, what did I think of the film? Well, this 4 words. Best Bond film ever. Yes, I said it. This movie was just amazing. Where do I begin?
Should I begin without spoiling anything? Well, I think I could begin with the most obvious pick. Daniel Craig, final portrayal as the character. This is hands down his best portrayal yet. Sure, he was awesome in all the other films, but this really shows of how great he was. And of course, with him being the main character, makes the film a lot more engaging. You're just so invested with him, and you're seeing him going through this rich and complex art that he's going through. It makes you feel both sad and yet also feels great for him. I mean, Daniel Craig always kills it every time. And speaking of which, the acting is also great from everyone. Sure, Ben Whishaw and Ray Fiennes still did a pretty good job as Q and M respectively, even though I still think Judi Dench is still best M in my opinion. But also the other ones did a pretty great job. Especially the actress who plays the new 007. I thought she was pretty great. Oh, and Rami Malek, who did a pretty good job as Salif. Oh, yeah, Salif. Now I remember his name. His name's Salif. For the story, it's actually pretty well executed. I really liked it for beginning for end, and the pacing was actually spot on. There wasn't a moment where it felt like it was dragging or was going too slow, like, oh yeah, like, oh, no, that's going on too boring. No, I was fully invested throughout the entire course of the feature. And there were a few moments, well, maybe not a lot, that did have me laughing. Keep in mind, the James Bond films are not really sources of comedy, but they do manage to bring out some nice doses of humor every once in a while, just to at least light up a certain scene. Besides, the James Bond films are more of action. Speaking of which, the action is just top-notch. They're just fantastic, and you really are at the edge of your seat. In fact, this is pretty much probably the most thrilling James Bond action I've ever seen. And lastly, let's talk about the characters. For the characters, pretty much everyone did a great job. The standouts for me is James Bond, as always, being great. I mean, with his emotional journey he goes through throughout the film. And the villain is just pretty damn awesome. I really like the villain, Salif. I wouldn't say he's the best James Bond villain, but he is up there. But even though this is still the best Bond film, in my opinion. Oh, actually, there is one more thing I do have to talk about before I give my final thoughts. The ending was just bittersweet. I won't say what it is, but for those who have seen it, you know what I mean. And man, what a powerful note to end on. Overall, No Time to Die is one of the best examples of how you conclude a movie franchise at least an era, on an awesome level. It's just amazing. This doesn't come as a surprise to everyone, but No Time to Die definitely gets a 10 out of 10. Loved it. So that's going to wrap it up for my review on No Time to Die. What were your thoughts on the film? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Thought it was okay? What is your favorite Daniel Craig Bond film and favorite Bond film in general? Please comment and let me know. Like this video if you enjoyed it. And if you want to stay tuned for more content, hit that subscribe button below. And until next time, peace.